Hi, I'm Donna Eston. I just finished knitting the Heron Pond tee in Euroflax linen, which comes in hanks, but it also comes in cones. And I'm going to show you the really cool thing about knitting with linen in cones. A Euroflax cone comes like this. It's already round. It'll have a little label connecting it. When you get the yarn started, your cone sits nice and flat. It doesn't roll around. You don't need a yarn bowl. It just sits there on the floor. It's amazing. And your yarn just pulls straight up. Do you see how easy this is? Let me turn it to the side so you can see. It just lifts right off. It does not tangle at all. It doesn't collapse as a cake can. The yardage is also really great on the cones. If you're using the standard hank, it's 100 grams, about 270 yards. But these cones, they're 8-ounce cones. They come in one size, which gives you about 650 yards per cone. So if you're working a tee or a top, you may only need 2 or 3 cones for the whole garment. So that's a lot fewer ends to weave in, which is nice when you're dealing with linen. These are the cones. If you see that option when you're buying linen, definitely check it out because it is a lifesaver when you're knitting. Another thing I like about linen is that since it's not elastic, it does not curl. So on this neckline, you can see if you were to do this in wool and you were working in stockinette, this would curl under and you would have kind of a rolled edge like that. So in order to prevent that, you would have to put a neckband, which is something that lays flat, like garter or seed or ribbing. With linen, you don't need to. You can honestly just bind it off and it stays. I normally knit with metal needles, but with linen, I use wooden. The wooden needles will grip the linen yarn better and they're easier on the hands. Also use longer needles than you think you'll need. See here, this is just a plain stockinette. I'm not stretching this out at all. It's just sitting here. On a wool piece, your stitches would look more like this. With knitting, you can see how they just sort of each stitch spaces out more. They're not going to snug up next to each other, so they're going to stand up on the needle and take more space. Even when you're knitting flat, it's a good idea to use longer circular needles. If you tend to knit tightly, then go down a needle size or 2 and focus on keeping your knitting loose. It is much easier when you're trying to get gauge to go down a few needle sizes and knit loosely than to knit with a normal needle size that you would normally think to use with this weight of yarn and knit at your normal tension or knit tightly. Your hands and arms will thank you. The nice thing about linen, since these stitches do stand up on the needle, is that if you drop a stitch, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to run down. It's just going to sit there. So it's very easy to see. Also, if you need to undo your work, you find you have a mistake, you need to go back, you can slide your needle out. Let's see if I can do this. Let me turn this. Can you see how the stitches have stayed? They're not raveling down. They're just sort of staying there. So it's really easy if you have to go back and pick your stitches up. Look how cool this is. You can just slide the needle through. They haven't gone anywhere. They haven't collapsed. Ta-da! Linen is designed to have a rough, natural look, so your stitches will not be as uniform and look as perfect as they will when you knit with wool. And from a distance, it looks fine, but if you look up close, you'll see some of these stitches, that's a little wonky. Some stitches are larger than others, some are pulled in tighter. If you're somebody who's really focused on your tension, you can go absolutely crazy trying to get your stitches absolutely perfect. My suggestion is just don't worry about it. Linen is never going to give you that perfectly uniform look that wool will get. Once you finish your knitting, you can throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer. It's going to loosen up and change.